Welcome on in, NYMD podcast. We're talking a lot. Every sport. We got horses, we got debuts, we got beefs. Let's go. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about today, brother. NYMD podcast, StreamYard, YouTube, IG, Facebook, Twitter, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you can find us at NYMD podcast. Brian, what's going on today, brother?
Not much, man. What's up with the baseball glove?
Well, I got this glove because I like baseball, but I got it because somebody was called up to the big leagues, brother. So I had to break out the glove. I had to break out the glove for the man, the switch hitting man. I can't wait to talk about him. I know everybody here is excited. Standing ovation for the homie for his first at bat. Him being called up. I can't wait. He's on my fantasy team now. Thanks. I appreciate it.
And I'm going to give you a live perspective.
Oh, wow. There we go. You were there?
Yep. I was
That's
there.
what I'm talking about. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. And then this morning, it was like, it wasn't even a Preakness. It was the NBA playoffs, hockey, and Adley Rushman started off SportsCenter.
What up, the Preakness?
Yeah, it wasn't even on there.
Dude, the Preakness was yesterday?
Stop it.
Dude, I totally forgot. Yo, I don't know anything. I don't know. Honestly, yo, I did not hear one thing about the Preakness yesterday. I don't know what happened. I don't know who won. Dude, I totally forgot the Preakness was yesterday. Totally.
Oh, you only had one person in your brain, and it wasn't simply long stockings. Obviously, it wasn't secret oath. It wasn't early voting, which was named some of the horses yesterday. It was about one man. So yeah, I guess you could have cared less about Pimlico yesterday.
Yeah. All I know is my son waking me up because I was actually still asleep, knocking at the door. Dad. Because apparently Adley got the call early in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was funny because he had been asking me anyway, can we go to the game this weekend? So we were going to go anyway. But then when they got Adley coming, I was like, oh, all right, well, hey, we going to go.
Yeah,
so,
listen, man. Like, instead of Omar, got Adley coming.
Yeah.
And he showed up. So it was pretty big. So, yeah, we got a lot to get into. But first thing we're going to get into, I want to get into personally is that. Let's just start off with that. I mean, I know there's so many other stories, and we're always going to get to those. Like I said, Tiger, playoffs, Daniel Snyder, basketball. But, this big of a debut for a team. You guys were playing the Rays.
Yeah. So
for a guy to pull all the fans in for a Rays game is huge.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at all those people there for a Rays game. I was shocked, but I was like, but he had to stand and
Yeah.
you could tell when he went out because he's a catcher, switch hitting catcher, not Mickey Telton. And he came out there and he's kind of emotional. So just being there, having this big prospect, this guy come up, man. Just give me, since you were there, which is even better, just tell me how it was.
Yeah, man, it was cool, man. It had shades of Matt Wieters, honestly. It reminded me of the buzz that surrounded Matt Wieters when he was called up. And the crazy thing is, they were both switch hitting catchers. They were both like top draft picks, at least number one, and they both had hits. Their first hits were both triples, which I find which I find unbelievable, man. But no, it was cool. The people were pumped every time he came up. People were standing. People had their phones out. You heard the Adley chants, Adley. But the one that got me, what was it? MVP. I was dying. People were giving Adley the MVP chant last night, yo. It was crazy. Now, let me tell you something. This is kind of off topic, right? Well, first of all, let me explain a couple things with the whole Adley Rutschman thing. The fan base was starting to lose it a little bit. Hurt. They were starting to lose their patience.
But this year or
with the whole Adley Rutschman thing, because May 16th was like the day. We knew he was coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the fan base thought it was going to be on Monday, the 16th. They thought they were going to call Adley up for the homestand, right? Before we have this long road trip. Because they were like, if they don't call him up this week, then the next, because you want when you call up somebody, you want them to be at home for the most part. You want them to start at home. But if they didn't call him up this week, it was going to be a long time before they came back at Camden Yards. So Monday, people thought he was going to come up. People were pissed. Then they thought he was coming up Friday. And we're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, because the guy, he had an injury, he had a setback, right? But he was supposed to be here opening day. The guy's obviously ready, right? He's not tearing it up in AAA, but he's kind of getting, but that's
he was hitting 309.
Huh?
He was hitting 309, 3 home runs.
No, not in AAA. That was because he was hurt. They put him like a week in Bowie and a week in and stuff like that. But he was hitting like 233 or something like that. So he was still kind of getting, he was
across 3 levels. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, and it was only because of logistics. It was only for logistical reasons, right? So he wasn't exactly killing it, but the dude's been ready. Like he was killing it last year. So people just getting fed up. Like, why are you not calling this guy up? You know what I mean? Like, are you trying to get another service year out of him? Like, we need to stop playing.
I hated those games when.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah.
So finally, they called him up, and the fan base was excited. Like the fans, you could tell the fans came to see him, because like whenever he got up, whenever he did anything, whenever he fouled off a pitch, like
the dude came out there to catch, and it was a standing ovation.
Yeah, dude.
He
Yeah,
just looked around, and you could just tell he was just kind of emotional.
Yeah.
Even when he was called up, did you see the video when he was called?
Yeah, I did. That was cool.
Yeah, that was just cool. And his teammates came in. I was like, okay, but
it was about time. It was about time. So anyway, it was a nice evening, man. He got the triple. The only thing about the evening is, we suck. We just
there's that, but yeah,
the game was the game was horrible. And Randy Arozarena, I don't know why we pitched to this guy. He beat us alone yesterday. This guy.
Oh, this hit the home run.
Yeah, but he kills us. Like he had 4 hits last night. He had 2 home runs, 1 over the wall, by the way.
Yeah, no, I saw that one.
And we're going to get to that. I will say, that wall is freaking ridiculous. Being there live.
Oh yeah, it was your first time there since the wall's there.
Yeah, but seeing it live versus TV,
it's a different story.
Come on, like it's just raised up too high. Like
yeah,
but we'll get into more of that. We'll get into more of that. But anyway, Randy Arozarena, we got to stop pitching to this guy because we can't stop him. But anyway, here's one thing that kind of ticked me off. Right? Do you remember going to baseball games and they will play the charge music? Charge. When do they play that music?
It's been a minute. I don't know.
But when do they play?
Your team is up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get a rally going, right?
Yeah.
They were playing it when the Orioles were pitching, and it ticked me off. Why are y'all playing the charge music when the Orioles are pitching?
Are you trying to charge more into the pitcher? I've never heard it. It's free for the whole team when they're at bat, and they're usually losing.
Right. You play that when the team is up. You want to get a rally going or something. Pump some life and charge. Dude, they're playing it when the Orioles were pitching. It annoyed me the whole night. And it wasn't just once. It was like every inning at some point, they would play it while the Orioles were pitching. I'm like, and it just ticked me off. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Somebody's got to say something, Hurt. Like, I've never been to an Orioles game and this has happened. And it just ticked me off. I'm sorry. Like, so and I even heard, it's funny, I heard someone like 10 rows down. They're not up. He said he was thinking the same thing I was thinking. He's like, they're not up.
Be played until the team is up at bat.
Right. Like, you might get somebody on base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you play the charge me. Like, what? But anyway, all right. I won't dwell on that. We got a lot more to talk about. But anyway, it was a nice night. It was a beautiful night for baseball. Adley got his first hit, which is great. Kids had fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's all, man. That was cool, man. That was cool. My Mets had a doubleheader in Colorado.
Oh, okay. That threw me off because I was looking at the scoreboard, and I thought I saw at one point that the Mets had won, but then I saw later that it was like 4-3 or something at some point. And I was like, huh?
Yeah. We split the doubleheader because it snowed the night before.
What?
So
what?
We were able to play.
It must have been a significant amount of snow.
It went that week. We were going because I'm on my Mets fan page on Facebook, and somebody put out the weather for the next 3 games for Colorado. So this week in Colorado was 88 was the high, right? Like on Wednesday. Thursday before we got there, the high was 44. And I'm like, what is that? Was that Maryland?
I was about to say
who do they think they are? I mean, but they got mountains and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, right. And it snowed. They had to postpone the game. They made it a doubleheader on Saturday. So, which is just hilarious. So somebody just put Mets playing in Colorado this week, and then everybody's in parkas and everything. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, we split. The biggest news for us is Scherzer's out 4 to 6 weeks with.
What happened?
Oblique strain.
He
was pitching the other night, and he just felt something, so he just kind of walked off. And so we're without our 2 aces, but we still got a 7-game lead over the Braves right now. We're 27-15. We got the most wins, tied for the most wins in baseball. So. Unfortunately, with the Dodgers, let me see what the Yankees have.
No, the Yankees got more than that.
No, they got 29. I'm sorry. The Yankees have 29. So we did have it, but that postponement and losing last night. So yeah, so we got 27. Yankees got 29. The Dodgers also have 27. Okay. That's my Mets update. But we still got another game in Colorado today, and I think we go on a little bit since we're over on the West Coast. A little bit of our little road trip coming up. Yeah, we lost 11-3 last night. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if we win this, we'll win another series because we won the last series against the Cardinals. So, because we lost our first series against Seattle for some reason, which was weird. So after that, we got 3 games at San Francisco. Then we fly back home to play Philly and Washington. Then we fly back out to face our nemesis, our rival, the Dodgers.
No.
And then we play the Padres and the Angels. So that
those some heavy hitters.
10-game stretch. Yeah, between Dodgers, Angels, and all those teams are over 500 and doing well so far. So.
Okay.
There we go. That's the Mets update.
Well, let's stay in baseball because we got to talk about this this story. I hate the Yankees. You know that.
I mean, who should?
Right. We played them we had a 4-game series. And it was a pretty close series. They beat us. We lost 3-2. We lost 4-3. We won on a walk-off our last game. So we won 1 game. But it was a close series. But first game, Aaron Judge hits 2 home runs, but he whines to the media because the 3rd home run was taken away. Well, it wasn't taken away, but last year it would have been a home run at Camden Yards. It wasn't one this year. And
you know what I was thinking real quick, sir? Those 2 games, that Matt Wieters home run and the one that little guy hit, whatever his name, we would have been fired.
Yep.
We would have been fired because that little guy barely made it. It was like maybe the 4th row or something.
Yeah.
And it was low. Of course, it was lower then. So that home run wouldn't even made it. Matt Wieters would have been a long fly out to the track, maybe.
Yes.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. But I get it, right? Yeah. Hitters don't like the new wall. They made a create a park, a build a park.
A Lego.
Yeah, you know what? Stop your crying. First of all, stop whining. Y'all won. Stop crying. And Aaron Judge, you hit 2 home runs. And yeah, you know what? We pulled the walls back. But y'all still won. Shut up. My thing is, why are you worried about what we're doing on our part? Worry about your part. I don't see nobody talking and complaining about your part. 314 down the right field line. That jet stream y'all got going in right field.
Why would he complain about it?
Exactly.
He all he got to do is do a bunt and that ball's gone.
How many pop-ups? How many home runs has he had in Yankee Stadium? Seriously, in Yankee Stadiums, that would have been pop-ups anywhere else. So stop whining, man. Stop crying. I'll be coming down my park complaining about my park. Shut up. Go back to New York. You got 14, 15 home runs. You just hit 2 home runs. Stop whining. And let me tell you something. Aaron Boone is the most whiningest manager in baseball. He cries about every freaking thing, dude, and it pisses me off. The dude cries. He cries and complains to umpires because Aaron Judge is 7'7", and they call strikes at the knees on him. And he constantly complains to umpires about this. Now he complains about home runs getting taken away. Like, stop it. This dude is the most cryingest manager in all of baseball, and it just pisses me off. And Aaron Judge, I like you, man, but don't come crying and complaining about my stadium. This is Oriole Park at Camden Yards. This ain't Yankee Stadium. And if we want to move the outfield wall back 26 feet, because before left center was 264. 264.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Jeez.
264. So we moved it back 20 feet. Now it's 298, which is a little far. 284 to 298. Look, of course hitters aren't going to like the wall. Our hitters don't like the wall.
Yeah, one of them said so too.
Yeah, of course you're a hitter. You're not going to like it, but you know who does like it, Hurt?
The pitchers.
Pitchers like it.
Oh, do you have a issue with Trey saying he doesn't like the wall either?
I kind of have an issue with it, but I don't mind it. I mean,
because it's your own player saying it.
No, it's look. He just says he doesn't like it. Like, of course not, dude. You're a hitter. Like, what? Okay, what hitter is going to like the home run fence being taken back 20 feet? Nobody's going to like that. I get it, but it helps you out, and it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. It's gonna help the pitchers. It's going to reduce home runs by about 50 a season. Both sides. It is what it is, man.
But you have less of an issue with Trey saying something than with Judge saying something?
Well, I have more of an issue. Yes, I have more of an issue of the Yankees. Trey's not complaining. He just, you know what I'm saying? They're complaining about it. Trey's pretty much saying, yeah, I don't like it either. You know, they ask him about it. You know what I'm saying? He's not going out of his way to complain. Somebody asked him about it, and he gave his thoughts on it. I don't mind that. Of course, what hitter's going to like it? You know what I'm saying? But stop coming down here after y'all won, and after you hit 2 home runs and cry like a baby. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. hitters don't like it, but I don't see all these hitters having interviews about it after, when they come to Camden Yards. Teams are coming and they talk about, I mean, they don't talk about it, but they've expressed their, disdain for it. I don't mind the wall. I do think it's about maybe 10 feet. I think they maybe drug it back maybe 10 feet too much. But the wall, but it's just what it is too high. I think they should lower it. It shouldn't be that high when it's almost 400 feet away. Like that's a little ridiculous. But hey, it is what it is. And honestly, it's only taken away about maybe 4 home runs so far. Anthony Santander would have had a grand slam. Aaron Judge, Trey Mancini's had a home run taken away. But the funny thing though, Hurt, the home runs that have been taken away hasn't been because of distance. It's been because of the wall being raised. Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, that's my rant. I'm done. Go back to New York and just leave us alone. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Well, speaking of seeing them at another time, we got to talk about your boy LT Gray. He made it to so he was playing in the PGA Championship, which was, of course, started this Thursday. He actually made the cut. Had a horrible round yesterday. And when I mean horrible, it was horrible. So bad that he withdrew from the PGA Championship.
Okay, that was going to be my.
Yeah. So he withdrew. So what are your feelings or thoughts about that?
So he had this horrific accident. This year was the first he's recovered, but this is the first year he's played competitive golf, other than the other like pro-ams and whatever he was playing in. But Tiger, he only wants to play in majors. It's tough because Tiger can't play. Well, let me back up. He needs to play in more tournaments, but he can't because his injury is such that you don't want to do any wear and tear from playing in a lot of tournaments. He can't even play in like tournaments to get prepared for the majors. You know what I'm saying?
You can't. That's not something that you can build up. All it is the pain tolerance. So it's not like you could build up an endurance for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Like say like your cardiovascular endurance. You can just keep running, right? You're trying to build up. You can't work this injury into if I golf more, it'll feel better. That's not the case. Right. If anything, it'll feel worse.
Right. So
you have to go out there. The weather has to be good. The weather was good the first couple of days, then it really dropped on Saturday.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So it's not only that, but it was just after his first day, he's limping. It's going to happen. It's just, can he get past the pain and play? And that's not always going. I'm sure there's going to be a time when he's going to have four straight days of wow. He made it through. But it could be everything just happened perfectly. But I don't know when. Again, this is like a second major. He's at the Masters. He's here. He still made the cut, which is still good. To me, I'm just like, are we going to see him on Saturday or Sunday? So,
do you know what he shot the second day? I know the first day it was like he was 4+, and I was like, oh boy. But then I heard he made the cut, and I was like, dang, he must have had a really good second day, because I know the leaders were like 4 under, 5 under, 6 under.
Yeah, I would have to look. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious because I never did go back to look and see what he shot that second day, because I was surprised he made the cut. Then I heard how bad of a day he had yesterday, and I was like, oh boy.
But I just think that I'm just happy that he's out there competing.
Yeah.
We don't know when we're gonna when we're gonna see him all the time. But to me, it's just good for him that he's trying. Even though, because it's like not saying what I think he says is what people want to hear. It's like going into a tournament, it's like, well, I feel good. We'll see, and I'm like, yeah, but you got to walk 36 holes the first 2 days. then we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's just a lot. I just think it's a lot for him.
Yeah.
So,
I just remember when he won the Masters. This is before, of course, before he got hurt. He won his last Masters. They were talking about all the preparation that he has to do just to be able to play a round of golf. And this was, from his recoveries from his other injuries and surgeries and stuff.
Back and all types of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't even imagine what he has to go through now after having the type of injury that he had.
Yep.
To get ready and play, man. It must be a lot. And like you said, I guess pain tolerance has a lot to do with it, man. So I don't know, man. I just look, at this point, honestly, I didn't know we would ever see Tiger play again. But at this point, I just want him. I want to see him play, but I just want to make sure he's taking care of his body. Still taking care of his body enough to that he's able to play it consistently, even if it's like 6 or 7 tournaments a year. If he could just get it, the 4 majors, or let's say 8, maybe, the 4 majors and then some some other preparatory events. If he could just do that, I'm fine. Like,
he shot a 74 and then a 69.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he was 1 under. All right. So he was -1 going into yesterday. Wow. All right. Yeah, so so the first 2 days he was fine. I mean, I don't know how many shots. What was he, like 8 shots back? I don't know, but yeah, he was 1 under going into yesterday. Good gracious, man. You can't. Yeah, man. Like, so it's like he still has it. You know what I'm saying? He can still compete.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why he's out there, because he knows he can do something. It's just, can his body hold up?
Yeah, can his body hold up? Yeah, so. Yeah.
So let's talk about the NBA playoffs.
Well, real quick before we do that, who is leading right now?
Mito Pereira is 9 under right now.
Okay.
And
all right.
He is ahead of a bunch of people that I never heard of before.
Okay. All right.
The closest to him, people that we know, 2 under is Bubba Watson, Stuart Sink, and Justin Thomas are all 7 shots back. And those are like the biggest names. Rory is even, so he's 9 shots back.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, today's the last day, so I'm sure they're not really going to be in contention anyway. But, this Pereira, I think he is from Chile. Might be his first major. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's shot a 68, a 64, and a 69.
Wow.
Yeah. So him so he's having a good turn.
Okay.
Mito Pereira.
All right. Cool, man.
All right. So from golf to the NBA. Now we got 2 series going right now. We got the Mavs and Golden State, and we have Miami, and we have Boston. Have you watched any of these games?
I watched a little. I tried to watch the Heat and the Celtics. I watched that for 5 minutes, but I got bored. Honestly, I haven't watched too much of the Dallas and Warriors. I thought I would be watching more. Honestly, I've been more caught up with the Orioles. Because they've been playing competitive, and I've been focusing more of my attention on them. So I haven't watched a lot of the playoffs. But I know I do know what Golden State's up 2-0. I know Steph had a big night. What was it, last night?
The night before.
Night before, he had dropped like 40-some points.
They were losing by like 19 or something, and they came back in that game to pull it out in the 4th quarter.
Oh wow! Okay.
They go back to Dallas today, so maybe Golden State's going to win this series, but you want it to be competitive, and they've been some competitive game. Our first game was a blowout. The second game they were leading, so we'll see how game 3 is. I think this afternoon.
Okay.
The other series a little bit more competitive. Heat are up 2-1. Jimmy Butler did have to exit the game in the second quarter. and he missed the rest of the game, but they still held on because Bam Adebayo actually had 31 points. He had a good game, 10 rebounds. He scored in the 2 other games. He scored like 16 points combined. So he had a breakout game. So he pulled up big for them. The Celtics, Jaylen Brown had 40 points. Tatum was actually off a little bit. Marcus was hurt in this game, but he came back out to play. So, but he was a little bit off. He kind of fell and twisted his ankle. But this has been a very competitive series. So
Yeah.
This game, this was in Boston, so they're going to be in Boston for the next game as well. But yeah, way more competitive. But I'm having issues being interested in either one of these series for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I'm like not trying to diss either team or all 4 teams or whatever, but I almost feel like it's whoever wins. Like say if the Warriors win, I feel like it's going to be hard to stop them. I mean, they can, but you know, unless Dallas could do something to come back. Yeah, the last game, Steph had 32. Luka had 42.
Oh, okay. That's probably what I was thinking about. Okay.
But they outscored them in the second half, like 60. It was 67 to 43. So they were up big, Mavericks at halftime, and they just Golden State poured it on. That's the only thing about Golden State. Steph could be off, but Clay could be on.
Yeah.
Clay could be off, and then Jordan Poole comes out of nowhere or something. You know what I mean? So it's tough. But yeah, I haven't really. I mean, I've watched some, but I haven't watched the first to the fourth quarter of any of these.
No.
It's almost like it might be on in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now the big story for me out of this whole playoff has been, you know, ESPN and TNT usually have guys who were either winning the playoffs or eliminated from the playoffs kind of come into the studio because they want to transition into their next career, so to speak. So ESPN decided to have on Patrick Beverley this week.
Okay.
So Pat Bev, as we know, he plays for Minnesota. He's played for Dallas. He's played for the Clippers. Defensive specialist, as he's known as, I guess, Pat Bev. And they were talking about Phoenix losing to Dallas. And, of course, Chris Paul had a horrible last game in that series. But for some reason, he was going in on Chris Paul. I mean, like, not to the point where it was like, is there something between them where you're talking about him like this? Like, because it was brought up. It was him, Matt Barnes was on there, and some other analysts. And they were just talking about, you know, Chris Paul. And it was like, well, Chris Paul, you know, he just had a struggle. It was like, and Pat Bev was like, well, what did you expect? And the guy was like, what do you mean? It's like, it's Chris Paul. I mean, he's good, but he won't show up when you need him. And it was just like, why is he going? I mean, he's been going on. Now, what I heard was they've had issues since Pat Bev was in high school.
Oh, really?
And his Pat Bev was like, I took him when he was, you know, when he was in either, I don't know what the age difference is. I don't know if he was at Wake Forest at the time or, you know, if he was in the NBA, but he's like, yeah, you know, I made him look bad then. And it's just been this beef. But I have an issue because you're on TV. You don't bring that personal, I have beef with you, I'm going to shut you down for anybody, regardless. Like if I'm on there, say ESPN decided, hey, I like NYNB podcast, let's have Brian and Kevin on there. They said, you know, what do you think about Trae Young? I can't say that the guy can't score and he can't shoot and he's not a NBA, you know, superstar because he is.
Yeah, they're bringing you on there for your unbiased analysis.
Yeah, of the game because you play it.
Right.
Not because, it's like CP's trash. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I got issues with that. And Matt Barnes was like the next day, he's like, yo, he was really wearing a clown suit. He said he should have put on a red nose to come on here and talk like that about any player.
Yeah.
And he really was. And then people around the NBA were going at Pat Bev, basically. We're just like, yo, you can't go around saying stuff like that. Like, not to mention, but who are you?
Yeah, I was about to say, but who is he though? Who is he to talk?
As we say, who is you, yo? Yo, who is you? It's not like you Again, one thing about KD is that he's KD at least.
Yeah.
He can be petty with whoever he wants because he's KD. You Pat Bev, yo.
Yeah.
I can't talk trash about you because I don't have your game, but you ain't got their game.
Right.
You ain't CP3. You ain't Steph. You ain't none of these people, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have an issue. Man, I was like, why is he just? And and honestly, as we, this is our show. I never liked Pat Bev. You know that for the longest time. Anyway, because I can't deal with dudes. He reminds me. He's like the Wojciechowski of the league, except of course he can play better. But he's just a guy. I'll slap the floor. I'm going to get in your face. I'm going to talk and talk and talk. One thing about Draymond that he talked, but Draymond backs it up.
Yeah, right.
Draymond's a winner. And it could be, the team that he's on or whatever. But Draymond talks to the referee. Pat Bev, I feel like, will take shots at you. I never really seen Draymond do too many or, be like a, say, dirty player. I just, like, Pat Bev is the one that injured Westbrook. You know what I mean? When on that timeout, went flying into his knee. Like, he's like a gnat. He's like a little gnat that just won't leave you alone. It just keeps buzzing in your ear.
Yep.
So, I just got an issue with guys coming on there. Don't bring your personal beefs. Just be a professional. You play the game. Call it, down the middle. Don't come in like, oh, you think Pat Bev? I think it said something about, I don't know if they said Steph or Clay, somebody. And there was like, Steph or somebody, two-way player. So I was like, there was somebody in the playoffs. It might not have been Steph. I'm not 100% sure. But even Pat Bev was like, two-way player. It's like, yeah, on both sides of the ball, plays offense and defense. He was like, okay. You know what I mean? It's like, what? You're a one-way player, dude. Right. It's like, shut up. I just let Matt Barnes Matt Barnes was like, me and him basically were the same type of player in the NBA. He's like, but I'm not sitting here running down dudes. I know I was a role player. I know who I was.
Right.
So he's like, for him to come on here and start clowning people, he's like, I'll say it to his face. That, that's not like, just put on a red nose, man. That's not cool. And then people just all week just been going at him. But I just annoyed me because I'm like, why are you coming on here? Not because of CP. It's just anybody. Who are you to talk about this person? Right. In that manner. You can see he has a deficiency. Oh, you know what? We usually try to get him like he can't dribble going to his left or, whatever. Like, this is how we play him. And this is why he kind of struggles against us or something. Not to the point where we're just like, oh, like, he's CP. What do you expect? I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
That just annoyed me. But that was like the biggest thing in the playoffs for me because watching these games has been like paint dry.
Yeah, I haven't really been
and just watching Miami is just boring. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just a boring team. Good team,
Yeah, like Boston's a good team. They can put up points, but I'm just
yeah.
We'll see. But it's the NBA playoffs. What do you expect? So I was watching yesterday. I was shocked.
What's that?
Going into football real quick because I'm gonna go into this football story. But the USFL down there in Birmingham, they actually had a crowd. It was the Michigan Panthers against the Birmingham, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And Birmingham's like the only undefeated team, but there was like a lot of people in the stands. I was just like, wow. I was like, that's pretty good. Because as we found out this week, the XFL has signed an exclusive deal when they come into existence next season to be on ESPN. So, and FX. Now, FX has never even carried sports, but they're going to carry XFL.
Oh, wow.
It'd be the whole X thing.
The XFL on FX.
It just has a ring to it, I guess. So, ESPN X with XFL. So, they're going to be on ABC, on ESPN, of course, probably the Deuce, and on FX. And that's, everything that The Rock touches turns to gold, it seems like.
Yeah.
Young Rock is awesome. He's $1 billion movie star. His tequilas, whatever he does, his energy drinks, this always seems to work out for him. So I was actually looking forward to the XFL more than this USFL, to be honest with because I feel like maybe they'll bring something a little bit different. I remember the XFL that Vince McMahon had, where it was like a wrestling event at a football show.
Yeah.
So I'm really was looking forward to it. But I'm always the type of person that if you can bring more jobs to people or bring more eyes to something and people support it, bring it. Bring it. So, but when you do the opposite and you cause people to go away and you're a horrible, terrible owner, then hopefully you need to go. So USA Today broke this story.
Ooh.
But I don't see it anyplace else. I haven't really seen it on ESPN or NFL Network. Probably they won't even report it on the NFL Network. About supposedly they are getting the votes together for the owners because Daniel Snyder's causing too many problems.
Wow.
And again, I haven't seen it anyplace else. I would love to see it everywhere because I want it to be true.
Yeah.
And,
so,
go
according to the article, you need 24 votes, which is about 75% for them to oust Snyder. Yeah, man. What do you think, man? Like,
I wish they would need 2 votes. I wish they would I just wish they would take public opinion. Or just everybody in America vote. I'm fine with it. Whatever. This has to happen in order for my team to be better. We're not going to win anything with him as owner. We're not. We need, when we move into a much better facility, as in stadium, we need new ownership. We can't have the same garbage that we've been having. And I've been wanting to get rid of him for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not buying anything with that name on it until he's gone. I'm not putting money in that man's pocket. I'm not going down there to see anything. I'm not going to that stadium unless it's a soccer match. I'm not. I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with him. I'm going to support the team. I want them to win, but I'm not. He has to go. He's holding everything back. And it's a shame because those fans are just so loyal and happy and loving, the names and just everything down there. Because really, what else is down there? I mean, yes, the Nationals, who won a World Series not too long ago, and the Wizards and the Caps. I mean, they've all done, whatever, but they all have different ownership. This doofus is just running this team to the ground. And he just it would fetch. He wouldn't make a profit. So just go. This would be the only time where I would call up Jerry Jones and said, if you're the deciding vote, Jerry, let me tell you something, brother. I will, for one game ever in my life, I'd probably support you in order for you to get Dan Snyder out. I would. I'd fly down there and attend the game if he said he's going to vote to get Snyder out.
What if Jerry Jones was the deciding vote, man?
He wouldn't vote for him. Against him. He wouldn't vote against him. Why would he? It takes the distraction off of him.
Yeah.
Why would you want like, hey, this doofus is over here, keeps tripping up. I can do whatever the hell I want. And people are like, well, at least he's not Dan Snyder. So there you go. So I know he'd probably be like, no, I want him to stay. I need him to stay.
Well, you might have to make that trip to Dallas, Herb.
I would call him up. I'm like, what do you need me to do? Listen, I'll wear a Tony Dorsett shirt. I ain't wearing anybody in the 90s. I ain't wearing anybody in the 2000s. But I'll wear a Tony Dorsett.
Would you wear a Dak Prescott jersey? I
said, I'm not wearing anybody from the 90s or anybody current. I'll wear like a Danny White jersey.
Russell Maryland.
Too Tall Jones. I'll do old school Dallas. I'll even wear a hat from their old I can't remember his name now. From their old coach. Landry. I'm gonna wear a Landry hat. I mean, whatever. I'll even play the theme song in Dallas as the ringtone of my phone. I don't care. Dun, 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 dun. I'll listen to that. If he voted, he gets Snyder out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how bad I want him gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think this is real? Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. Man.
I don't see it anywhere else though. But I'm sure they have to think about it. I'm sure there's been some rumblings, and I know there's owners who run their teams correctly the right way, like yours, that we know of, who probably just like, especially the proximity. It's like, well, you didn't watch the Preakness since you didn't know it was there, but you're the mayor of the city and your head coach are both there. And supposedly I didn't even know that my quarterback was there. And I'm like, why was he there? Because Dan told me, he's like, oh, your quarterback was there. I was like Joe Theismann was that, Doug Williams. It's like, no, the hot dog. I was like, oh my God. I was like, why was he there? He's like, it's not far away. I was like, no. Unless he owns a horse, unless he likes horse racing. I mean, you could show up, but this is enemy territory for me. You don't need to be up here. Go to Laurel's racetrack. Don't be up here in the like that. That's doing too much. Now, I don't know what he wore. Hopefully, it was a regular suit. I don't know. I didn't see it. But just stop showing your face. I just have it. It's like, be incognito. Just do your practices. Chill with the wide receivers. Don't show up places as our quarterback, please. You haven't even played a snap yet. So right now, I just feel like he's still doing too much. Just he's been in the news for doing nothing. I mean, people are taking shots at him. Don't get me wrong. Troy Aikman's taking shots. Irsay's taking shots at him. So, but just go and earn it on the field. Shut up. That's all. But yeah, speaking of the Preakness, since you didn't watch it, early voting won the Preakness.
Oh, okay.
It was a close race. It was pretty good. I think it was he came in first. Secret Oath. I can't remember who came in second.
Death by Chocolate.
Yeah, this definitely was not the name of a horse at this year's Preakness. I think it was Epicenter. Was it Epicenter? Come on. Why does this gotta be so difficult sometimes?
Dude, I totally forgot about. Were there a lot of people at the Preakness?
Oh, dude, was there? Well, first of all, Lauryn Hill performed Friday.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, I can't believe. I don't know what's wrong with you. I can't. This is Baltimore's thing. Like, I'm getting soapy into it. Like, I'm getting her in the horse and getting her in the whole tradition. And I'm like, next year, I told her she's gonna wear a hat and all that, And I want to go one year. I really want to go sit in the stands and be part of it. Have a black-eyed Susan.
All right. Well, when you go, whatever year you decide to go, let me know. I will go with you.
Yeah, dude. I want everybody to go, and everybody's dressing up too. I ain't gonna even be dressing up. No, we're dressing up like we belong there.
Did Lamar go? Was he at the Preakness? Because
actually they tried to put him in there, but they didn't want him to beat the other horses. So they're just like, no, he's too fast. We don't want to put money on you. So he didn't. I only saw Harbaugh.
Oh, Harbaugh was there?
I said your coach was there.
Okay, all right. I must have missed that.
I said your coach and the mayor of the city.
Oh, I heard you were the mayor.
Harbaugh's been everywhere. He's been at AEW. He's at this dude, like, he's on the social media rounds or something.
Yeah.
So
come on, Lamar. You can go to the Kentucky Derby, but you're not going to go to the Preakness. Come on, man.
Remember he's from Louisville.
I know, but he plays for Baltimore, so that would have been nice.
Yeah, but
he's got the Kentucky Be More connection, man.
Yeah, but
the Mason Dixon.
The Mason Dixon. I can't find the whole results. Anyway, early voting won. He was like an 8-1, 7-1, 5-1, something like that.
Oh,
he wasn't the favorite. The favorite was Epicenter. But yeah, it was fun. But I'm trying to get into it. Somebody's like, why is this a 6-hour event for a 2-minute race?
I know.
I was like, you know what? That's perfect. That's a perfect question that I can never answer. But it's like that for most of them. I mean, it's literally like NBC coverage here, especially in Baltimore, starts at like noon, and the race isn't until 6:50, and it's over at 6:52.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, it's all day, but it was. I mean, dude, it was packed. It was packed. Oh, here we go. Early voting, Epicenter, Creative Minister came in third. Secret Oath, Skippy Longstockings was fifth.
Skippy Longstockings.
Simplification was sixth.
And it looks like you frozen, Hurt, right when you're giving your
came in last.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Your screen is frozen, but I can hear you. Oh, there you go. There you go. You're back.
Yeah, I saw my screen frozen too, which is usually weird. I usually see you freeze, but I saw me freeze.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, Skippy Longstockings came in fifth. But yeah, that was the Preakness. But yeah, I'm trying to get people into it. I mean, it's Baltimore's thing.
Yeah.
So I try to. First of all, my daughter thought it was across the street, which was funny.
Oh, because
fairgrounds, yeah. She was just like, I was like, Sophia would not want that up here. I was like, we would be stuck in the house that a whole day, and then people would be paying us to park in our spot. Yeah. I mean, we can make a little bit of money. So yeah, that was exciting. All right, so let's get to what do I have next. I think that's all the sports, right?
That's all the sports stuff, man.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into what I want to get into first because I actually watched the whole episode. Let's get into Survivor, man. Big moves, son. Big moves made. Big, big double vote played. And of course, we got this end of the season finale coming up this Wednesday. Yeah. But I thought she was stranded on a ship somewhere. But Marianne, dude.
Yeah,
talk about it. Like, how'd you feel about that, man?
I thought it was great, man. I feel a little bit bad because Omar was by far the best player of the season, but she orchestrated the move to get him out, man.
Which was smart.
Yes.
Right. I don't know. Mike was like, now let's just go out there and yeah. For what?
Like, what are you waiting for? Like, there's only 3 days left in the game. Like,
but what's Romeo going to do to anyone?
Right. Right.
Why are you taking out someone who's not going to win?
Right. You want to
out of all those 6 people left, he's 6th.
Right. He's the one you want to take to the final.
Exactly. But right. Mike was just like, no, we got to take him out. And Omar be there tomorrow. How do you know? You don't know that. Like, Romeo's not winning any. He's not winning any physical challenges. He's not winning any mental challenges. He's not winning any challenges. Why wouldn't you take out Omar? So now he has a trick up his sleeve coming up. So we'll see what happens then. But yeah, man, when she was like, hey, we gotta make this move, I'm thinking, yeah.
Right.
And as soon as I knew Lindsay was like, I don't want to play my idol because it goes back into play again. And like you said, he's felt, that survivor confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I was really happy about that. But as a person who's watched the show and knows everybody's DNA, like, how did you feel? Like, what was your feel? Did you see it happening? Did you think it was supposed to happen, or what? How did you see it?
I was like, they got to get Omar here because if they don't, he's going to win the game. I thought Lindsay was going to play her idol for Omar. That was a huge mistake.
Yeah, because she was shocked.
Yeah.
She generally was. She wasn't in on it at all. It was her and Jonathan. It was Marianne and Jonathan that did it. Even Mike was just like,
Well, no, it was Marianne and Romeo that did it.
Oh, I thought it was Jonathan. I thought Jonathan.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was Romeo. Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan and Mike voted for Romeo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the way Jonathan's face looked, like he was like, yeah, like he was happy. It was like, well, I thought he did it because Romeo just over there. Oh, Romeo, I know, honestly, just looks like he just needs to eat.
Yeah, dude.
I
was there's one scene, and I was looking at his legs. He had like 3 bones poking out of his skin. I was like, that's why when Omar won the reward and was like, Romeo, you coming? I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, thank goodness, man, because this guy looks like he's about to just
But I probably would. I know he could take more people. I probably would have picked the chicken and the whatever
Yeah,
because it's a fuller meal. And not to mention, I hate chocolate cake anyway. Even
yeah,
though I take less people, but Romeo needed a damn chicken sandwich.
yeah.
Bad.
But they had to take. You can't leave 3 people back, yo. When there's 6 people left, he had to. Yeah,
When I'm not getting voted out, I can do whatever the hell I want.
but he got voted out.
No, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
Wait, when did he win? Did he win?
he won the reward challenge, and he took 3 people
But
with
it
him.
wasn't. I got you.
Yeah, you can't leave. You see what I'm saying? Like,
No, if it's a reward challenge and you're not getting immunity, then yeah, you got to play it that
yeah, you can't leave 3 people back on the island to conspire against you.
way. No, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but I would have. Oh, I'm eating this cookies then. I'm not getting anything out of it. Like, let's
yeah.
have chocolate cake. Like, oh.
But yeah, it's so funny he said that because I'm like, please get this dude some food, man. This food he hasn't eaten jack all year. Please give this man some food. Yeah,
Some freak Pedialyte, like something else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that was exciting.
So who was your preseason pick? Who did you think was going to pick? Who'd you pick?
Like from the get go.
Yeah, from the beginning. Yeah.
Hold on, let me go back and look at everybody.
I think it was Drea, if memory serves me correctly.
I think I picked Drea.
I picked High.
I think I picked Mike too. I think Drea and Mike were my top people. Who did you pick?
I picked High.
Okay, yeah.
But after when we got to the merge, I picked because I like to do a either before the show comes on, I like to do my picks, and then like once we get to the merge, it's either going to be Mike or Marianne's going to win, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, at this point, okay, so this is what happened now. This is the final 5. So we're going from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 this next episode.
Right.
I don't know. Is there another immunity challenge left?
Yeah, so we have an immunity challenge to get us to final 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike and Marianne are safe.
Oh, why?
Because they both have idols.
Marianne does have an idol.
Marianne has an idol that nobody knows about, which is
okay.
Good. So I
thought she had one, so she's fine.
Yeah.
And she can play it at any time.
Well, this is the last time you can play.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you get down to final 3, you can't play anything.
Right.
Okay.
So we know Romeo's not winning a challenge. That ain't happening. Right?
No, but he is stringing some beads together. But the thing is for me, so Marianne did this power move. So you're Jonathan, knowing that people would want to probably vote you out soon, if not next, unless they want to try to get Lindsay. So the whole thing, because you and Lindsay are the only ones winning these challenges, basically. So your next thing is can I win this challenge to get to the next? Because after that, you'll get the 4, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or Lindsay, what would you do? Would you try, because of this move now, Marianne has catapulted to like that number 1, it's like Ludacris in that number 1 spot. So now would you try to form all these people to get her out? Because now that's a big move. The jury just saw it. The jury's faces are like, it was like a Scooby-Doo moment. And the guy who was running the game's gone.
Yep.
So now she's smiling, and because he's almost like, "You did it?" She's like, "Yeah, I did that." yeah. I mean, she's like, she for real. Yeah, I got you, homie. Like, you got me. So now it's a lot more respect, and it's like, now I know Mike, because Mike was sitting there because she talked to Mike and Jonathan.
Right. And
they're both just like, Jonathan's like, yeah, sure, whatever, because that's how he basically plays. Mike's like, no, we gotta get Romeo. It's like, for what was Romeo going? Why Romeo? You know what I mean? But now, Mike has an idol, but then you're thinking, we have to get Marianne out now, because if it's in order, Marianne, Mike, Lindsay, Jonathan, Omar. Jonathan, Romeo.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're Mike, you got to get her out.
But the cool thing is, nobody knows about her idol. So even if even if people come to her, try to get her out,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna play that idol and she's gonna decide who goes home, which is gonna be great. I hope that happens. Everybody's like, we gotta get Marianne. We gotta get Marianne.
Yeah.
She plays that idol, and her vote is the deciding vote to see who goes home. That would be awesome. So yeah. So who do you think's gonna win, man? Who's your pick to win?
Right now, it's Marianne. If the only person that can beat her to me is Mike.
I think Lindsay has a shot too.
But has Lindsay played a strategic game, or has she just been winning challenges?
I think it's been a little bit of both.
Marianne really, Marianne's been, she's been around, and I just think Lindsay, when you're winning stuff, you have a chance. I don't think her social game has been great. Meaning, I don't think she's been the person making these moves, though. If it's her and Marianne, to me, it's Marianne. Marianne made the biggest move so far. I'm not really sure what Lindsay's done besides win. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like Jonathan. Like, Jonathan's just won, but what has he created in order for something to happen?
Right.
Romeo's just like, I'm just trying to get to the final three. We'll see. Maybe I'll get a fan vote out this piece or something, because I need to eat. So who knows? But to me, I say Marianne, Mike, Lindsay. Because I think Mike's actually done stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think I want to say Marianne. I'm rooting for Marianne to win, but I don't. The problem I'm having, how's she going to get the final three? I can't see a scenario unless she gets taken to the final three. She's going to have to beat someone in fire, and I don't know if she could beat someone in fire because I don't think she's going to win any of the immunity challenges. She's getting to final four because of the idol. So if she gets to final four, she either has to make fire to get to final three, or she has to win immunity, or someone has to take her.
Now, if you're her, you have to play. She has to play her idol anyway. So her and Mike both have to play her idols.
Right, her and Mike are getting to final four. So she might have to go. She might have to go into fire against Mike.
Okay, so there's 5 left. Whoever wins this next immunity challenge is making it to the final 3?
It's making it to the final 4.
All right, so whoever wins the next gets in the final 4. So then they have a vote. Mike and Marianne play their idols because they have to. It's because it's both their last times to play it, right?
Right. So Mike's getting to the final 4. Marianne's getting to the final 4, right? Then you have Romeo. We know Romeo's not winning that next challenge. He's not. So that leaves Lindsay and Jonathan, who are the strongest challenge competitors out there. So I'm looking at it as either one of them
is going to win the next challenge.
Right. And whoever doesn't is going home.
That's the person you get to take out. The problem is
because Romeo's not going and Mike and Marianne aren't going. So the way I see it, either Jonathan's going home next week or Lindsay's going home next week. And then the winner of them is probably going to win the final immunity. Will get to choose who goes to top 3, which is likely Romeo. See what I'm saying? And then either Mike or Marianne might have to go on fire against each other.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to foresee a scenario where Marianne gets the final 3.
She somehow wins an immunity.
Right. or beats somebody in fire.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going to choose Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have more experience in this, watching this, because you know all the scenarios. The whole idea of making fire has been new in the past couple of years, right?
Yeah. Since season 35.
Okay. Yeah. So we're in 42, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the past 7 years they've been, it's not years, but past 7 seasons. This is just something that's been happening. So before it was just you get to the final 3 through a vote, right? And that was it. And then you go to the final, and then the jury votes, and that's it. So now you have to make the fire to get to the okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I hate
I'm still not at the point. I think that's. I'm not saying it's a. I mean, that one last season.
Yo, that was crazy.
Though.
It was.
Because it was like, oh, he's out. No, he's not. Like, wait a second. Oh, he's out. Oh, no, he's not. That was like.
That was pretty good. I must say.
That was like the end of a Daytona 500, and the cars are like neck and neck, and it's like, what is going on? Like, who's gonna win? That was so. I had to admit that was exciting. You don't get too many like that. Usually, whoever's out first, it's usually the person who builds it first just goes out or something. But usually, it's like, oh yeah, you can tell. Like it'd be like, I mean, hers was up there burning the damn thing, and then it just went down.
Yo,
I know what just happened.
Oh,
like, it was just cling, cling. Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait for that. All right. Yeah. So you got Mike. I'm just picking Marianne because
but I'm rooting for Marianne. But I just.
But this is me really just getting into it this past couple of weeks mostly. Yeah. It's been really good.
Yeah.
All right. I forgot what else we got. Showtime. Winning Time.
Yeah, Winning Time. Watched the finale of that. Thought it was great. Learned some stuff. I did not know that Kareem was going to get hurt, and Magic had to play. What was it, Game 6 at center? That was crazy, and it was so cool. After I watched that last episode, I actually went and watched clips of that game because I had to see it for myself. I never knew, like I said, this was educational for me. I never knew Magic won the championship as a rookie. Didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know about that Game 6. I liked how they showed the different perspectives of everybody from Game 6. Like Larry was looking on, his family was looking on.
Maybe I'm sure Larry probably wasn't looking. He was out somewhere with a rifle and a Budweiser. The way that they had him in that whole series,
Yo, that was freaking awesome. I bet you don't hear Larry Bird complaining about his portrayal.
Oh, he probably was like, "Yeah, well, I'm in your head right now. It's not even there."
Oh, yo. I don't think that dude cracked a smile to act like Larry Bird. Not once.
Now, he looked the most miserable. The person that was the most miserable was Jerry West. Not even. What? We ain't going to win nothing. We ain't going to. Just don't. It's just all season. That dude was just having issues. I mean, I didn't know they had all that turmoil as head coach. That's the only thing. Every other thing I knew about, being a sports person. And I remember watching the NBA because my mom loved the NBA. So we would watch all the basketball games, basically, growing up. So I'd watch the Lakers. I watched the Sixers. I liked the Sixers back then because they had Dr. J. And I remember Magic playing. Now, again, as a kid, you don't remember the circumstances or who got whatever. But I remember him, playing center and then winning that game. But it was just, just going through it. I don't remember McKinney or Westhead, or I didn't even know, because honestly, when I growing up, I don't even know where Pat Riley came from. Only thing my mom told me is like he used to play for the Lakers back in the day or something. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like he played for Kentucky. He played for a Kentucky team that lost to UTEP in the finals, an all-black team and an all-white team. And I really didn't even know he was on the staff. Like certain things like that, because as a kid, you're paying attention to players, not coaches.
Right.
Yeah. But it was exciting. Again, it was a learning experience, not just on the court, mostly off the court, with the Spencer Haywood stuff.
Yeah,
things that happened. It was really, really, it was a fun show.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. John C. Reilly, Sally Fields in this thing. I mean, come on, man. It was a good series. It may have been sensationalized in a way, but I definitely enjoyed that whole series.
Yeah. So should this be a one-off series, or should they do another?
I'm sure this guy. I mean, the thing is, they went back to the finals the next year, So I'm sure.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to ruin it for you. My bad. Because I'm sure you probably didn't know.
Good. No, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, my bad. So I'm sure there was turmoil then too. Everybody was like, they want to do like a Kobe Shaq one.
No.
Well, because of the drama. But I don't want. Due to Kobe not being here, I don't want anyone touching that. I really don't. But would you do this for other sports? Like say for instance, what if it was when the Orioles win was 84,
83.
83. What if there's something about the 83 Orioles that you had no idea about?
That's what documentaries are for. You know what I mean? Like I don't
need
to see an HBO show. No. The reason why they could do this is because there's source material for this. There's a book,
Yeah.
There's a book, and they
went to the book on the 83 Orioles.
No, I read.
Wouldn't it be cool if you saw Cal Ripken hanging out like after every game? He's actually getting a chicken box. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather see a documentary about the 83 Orioles, not a series. I don't think you could do a series for every team. I mean, unless you just want to embellish stuff all the time, which they did in this. But there was actually there was actually compelling storylines.
Yeah.
Within this season, and you can't fabricate that with other.
But we don't. But the thing is, through the history of sports, there's storylines that we don't even know about. And again, I didn't know Magic was doing Magic stuff. I didn't know about Kareem and really how I heard about it at first, but I didn't know that's how they really started, how they started out and where it went to. Even Norm Nixon and the dynamics of the team, the rivalries within, the coaching, the Jerry Curtanian stuff. All those things, some dude end up in a trunk. It's just all those things, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather see a 30 for 30. Yeah, 30 for 30s are great too. But if they did something like the 86 Mets, that right there is the 86 Mets.
But you know what? That team has storylines that a lot of drama.
I'm saying there are other sports teams and seasons where that right there would fit.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. They did the Mets for 30 for 30, but can you imagine just seeing it on the way that they showed this with the Mets in that season?
That would be crazy. Dude, that would be perfect. Again, I don't think I would want to see it to where they're just like, oh, let's have a hockey, let's have a basketball. It just could be about a team and a season. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
A team and a season. And it had to be, like you said, books, the drama, something. Because there's some football ones out there. Because, football players, especially before the Super Bowl, people disappear and stuff.
Yeah.
All types of craziness. So, there's definitely football ones you could do. I think they should do more. I don't think it should be a limited thing, though. Meaning you don't need to do 10 of them. You could do 3 or 4 and call it a day. Yeah. Sometimes things are so good, you bring them back. Kind of like Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale was so good back in the day. Rescue Rangers, even though they were like number 2 or 3 on my Disney afternoon list behind. Yeah. Everything was behind
DuckTales.
DuckTales is number 1, I think, on everybody's list.
Yes.
Number 2 was up in the. I love Tailspin. People hated Tailspin.
I wasn't a big fan of Tailspin.
Yeah. You and Dan didn't really care for Tailspin.
Yeah, Tailspin was number 4. Darkwing Duck was number 3.
Number 4. Wow. Well, see, Darkwing Duck I slept on because I was like, another duck. I was like, come on, I like my ducks. I like Huey, Dewey, Louie. Uncle Scrooge is the only one that doesn't have a speech impediment. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I can watch this one. What a Darkwing Duck. But then when I started watching it, I loved it.
Yes.
Now, for me, Goof Troop was last, whatever it was.
Okay.
I didn't care about no Goof Troop. That was at the point where I'm like, I'm not watching this thing.
Yeah.
But DuckTales 1, Tailspin 2, Chip and Dale, because I hated Alvin and the Chipmunks. I just didn't want to give these ones a try. But they were really good, and they came out with this movie, and I didn't even finish the movie yet, but it's so good.
Yo, this is like one of these things that you didn't know nothing about, but it's like such a pleasant surprise.
It came out this year.
Yeah, it just came out. It came out Friday. It just came out, and I've been hearing about it for the past couple days. People doing reviews on the Chip and Dale movie. I'm like, there's a Chip and Dale movie, but yo, when I watched this thing, yo, the way they did this, the whole concept behind it, making it kind of like in the Roger Rabbit style and having a mystery, and kind of using like all the cultural references from when we were watching Chip and Dale up through now. Yo, there's so much good stuff. Yo, dude, I laughed so many times watching this movie. Yo, I didn't even know about this earlier this week. And I'm just trying to tell anybody, please see this movie. It's so freaking good. I can't explain it, but the way, like, the story is good. Just the whole concept, the references. There's so many good references. I watched it with all the kids and stuff. I was like, y'all feel like watching this movie?
It's no secret I had to see.
Oh, sorry.
So, dude, it was a pleasant surprise, yo. This is what I love about movies, yo, is when you go in, you have no expectations, you just watch it, and dude, I was like, I want to watch it again, yo, because I know some references that I missed. You got Monterey Jack.
Dude, I really forgot about Monty.
Yo, just the whole concept, yo. Dale got CGI surgery, yo. I was dying, yo.
CGI surgery.
Yo said I got CGI surgery. Yo, that's crazy.
It's so. I don't even know how it ends. Like I said, because I haven't finished it yet. But I know there's a plot twist coming up. I can't wait. I feel it. And in between, the police chief, the
J.K. Simmons, by the way.
Yep. I mean, he does every voice of every,
police chief. Right.
I mean, he's everywhere, whether it's farmers or whatever.
I know, yeah.
Does everything, and he's in a lot of DC. Does a lot of DC voices too.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. So him, Andy Samberg,
that's my man right there. Yeah.
So Will Arnett does some voices. So it's and one of the ladies, the officer, she was in. I just saw her in a movie.
Oh, I was
wondering. Coming to America.
She's in what?
She was one of the daughters in Coming to America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was actually in something else as well. And I was like, oh yeah, this because she looked familiar, but I could not.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where do I know her from. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that was pretty. I really did enjoy it though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yo. It's
I didn't even finish it yet, but I'm like, I can't wait to start. I won't watch it over. Just the first scene, because Dan's like, he's like, I saw it. He's like, you're gonna love it. I was like, why? He's like, just trust me. There's a part of it that you're really gonna like. And I'm like, I don't know, but man, Jaden, you need to watch it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Jaden, if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch this.
Like you said, it's a lot of '80s stuff. You know what my favorite cartoon franchise is? Just see one of
them references to those.
Baloo at the talent show because he's got bare necessities. Like people want to sleep on Baloo. Okay, but Tailspin was awesome.
Oh man!
I mean, the fact that the mechanic and the fly got like 14 kids, that cracked me up, son. That cracked me up.
Yeah, man, it's good, man.
It's a family movie. It's if you grew up in the 80s and you watched it, it's awesome. It's really awesome. I almost wish they just released it on the big screen. They should have,
yeah, yo. When I was thinking this, I was like, why didn't they put this in the movie theaters? Yo,
they knew. Yeah, it would be us taking our kids to go watch it. But
dude, I would have gone. Yo, I would have gone to the Yo, that was the funniest part in the movie. Yo.
Ugly Sonic with the human teeth.
Yeah.
Dale was like, yeah, but if you make it, we all make it.
Yeah, yo, dude, that was hilarious. I don't know how Disney got Paramount to sign off on that.
Oh man, you think they had Transformers and every other cartoon entity almost basically from the 80s was basically in that thing.
Yeah,
so it was pretty cool just to have cameos.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I honestly probably wouldn't have seen it if it was on the big screen until I hear about it because I'm not going to drag her to go see it.
Yeah.
But
But if they had marketed, it,
yes,
they could. That was a movie that should have been out in movie theaters, yo.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. Yeah, if they had marketed that right, because I just heard about it a couple days ago, because like I said, people have been talking about it, like and I'm like, I don't want to see no Chip and Dale movie. Like, what? But then when I saw, I was like, yo, this is a great idea. Why didn't they put it in the movie theater?
Good. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. I can't.
Yo.
They need to. I don't know if they can do it again. But I think a Darkwing Duck would work. I really do. But a lot of people don't know Darkwing Duck, so you really gotta.
Shoot, my thing. They might. I would go see a Duck. I wish they did this with like DuckTales or something like that.
Yeah. But I know they did the new series with DuckTales. And I didn't even watch it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, they can't do it the same way.
Yeah.
But I think Darkwing Duck may work. So they should try that. But man, all right, everybody, go check it out. Disney Plus. It is National Streaming Day or something this weekend.
Oh.
There's a day for everything. So if you're streaming or it's going to be 90-something degrees, stay inside. Air quality is going to be terrible. So stay inside the street.
Right. And by the way, next week, Obi-Wan gets released. So we will be
next week, this Friday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. This Friday. I keep forgetting, yes. So we will be talking about Obi-Wan next week as well.
No, I will be talking about Obi-Wan. No one else is commenting on it. I will not take anyone else's opinion about something like it. I'm overly excited, and I can't handle anything about this. I got the batteries in my lightsaber. It's going to be on the show next week. Dude, I'm so excited. Anytime you get Jedi Sith, I'm excited. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMD Podcast, StreamYard, YouTube. Please subscribe and like us. IG, Facebook, Twitter, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Your Spreaker, Stitcher apps, wherever you find podcasts, you will find us. By the way, Spreaker's owned by iHeartRadio anyway, so there you go. So subscribe, like, follow us, see us everywhere. Just follow us. Everyone, stay safe. It's going to be warm today. Some thunderstorms, at least here in the area. And bring Brittany home. And congrats to the U.S. Ladies for getting equal pay as well. So everybody stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Peace out, y'all.
Where's my glove? Where's my glove?